see something cool? I haven't seen something so ahead of its time since they hosted that premature ejaculation convention at the Joe. I showed you a resonance tachometer that uses cantilevered reeds to measure oscillations at specific frequencies, like using a music box backwards to do a Fourier transform. And all the physics freshmen just got their minds blown. Just wait until you see boobs. This one does the same thing, electronically, for sound. If you're old enough to have explored the genius of Toy Matinee through an old pair of Pioneers with crumbling foam surrounds and perpetually dented dust covers, then you remember dust blinking lights. Comment if you ever tried to fix one of these with a vacuum. How bad was it? Every 90s nerd had one of these in their stereo. Not because they knew how to tune a room, they just thought the display was rad. This is what we had before Winamp visualizations. We set the EQ to smile because we were young enough to still hear and love the hi-hat harmonics, while still being annoying enough to want the bass to piss off the neighbors. But long before that was a staple in every 90s stereo, actual studios had this fucking thing. This is an Ivie Electronics IE 30A, and much like myself, it's way more impressive the moment you take the covers off. Check out that sleek 90s styling, which is amazing because this was made in '78. It's a spectrum analyzer for audio. It divides the input by frequency and displays the sound pressure level for each little band across the spectrum. Frequency low to high, left to right, and sound pressure levels on the vertical. Today you could do this with a couple chips and a handful of passives, all built by robotic pick-and-place machines, spitting bits like a runaway M60. But this thing remembers disco. Inside here, every line of LEDs you see requires its own custom dedicated circuit board that's packed with old school through-hole componentry, hand soldered and trimmed by someone with way more patience and focus than you and I got. This is incredible. It's been butchered a bit by some tit who tried to replace the old hosed battery with a USB colostomy. No, that wasn't me. This time, though I bet with a little mojo we could get a LiPo in there with a USB-C charger and clean up this heinous fuckery. Because turning this classic from a museum piece back into a useful tool that just happens to be beautiful, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like this shirt? Get this shirt at bigbeaverenergy.com and help us to build a real workshop. Thank you guys.